Hey everyone, we are here for Chasing Pink. It's the time trial, and that's the route on the left. Now, straight out of the start pens, I shot out really well, about 480 to 500 watts until I got up to speed. And then I just relaxed a little bit on this downhill. There's our time gaps through stage one. Importantly, I wanted to get into the start pens early, so I didn't have the congestion on the start line, and it seemed like I didn't get caught up with any riders with that hard start. So I'm in a good position here, and I'm able to settle into my tempo. Now, this course is a really motivating one for me because of the pacing plan and the kind of magic 400-watt barrier. So we're on 2.5 times speed today, just for the 7 minute highlights package. Now, my goal was basically to hover around 400 watts average until the road went up. That means that I'm set up in a really good spot that then I can really target the uphill section to try and maintain that power, to keep things hopefully above 400 watts, which is a number that I feel like I'm capable of. So in the last 8 weeks, I've done around 417 to 420 watts for a 12-minute effort at the end of an SRC race. I also did a breakaway earlier in the Ecro season, which was 17 and a half minutes at 395 watts. So for me, 400 was the number. I felt like if I had good legs, in this fresh scenario in a short all out TT on a motivating course, that would be really good. Now you can see my teammate Adrian, who won yesterday's stage, very close behind. That was also a good motivator as well because he was at that length where I really had to keep pushing, but also at the distance where I felt slightly like with the upper hand, I guess, throughout, although he was having a really good ride as well. As we're heading into towards the sprint banner on the route. The average is at 399 watts, so I've done this section perfectly, and I'm still feeling really nice. Like I can lift the tempo a little bit once we start to get uphill. Now, the plan for the uphill section was basically to get the average as high as I could and treat the finish line almost like it was the top of the hill because you reach the top of the hill with about 2.5 kilometers to go. From there, you're gonna basically roll down the hill even if you're pretty cooked, and you can always find a little bit if you have to on that kind of terrain. It's this kind of terrain where things are make or break, and that's why I found this course so motivating. Is because by the time you get to the top of the hill, it's only 14 or 15 minutes, and that's a really good time for me anyway. That I can kind of give an all-out effort for and remain really efficient. So you can see I've nudged the average up a little bit here by working those hills. I'm trying to do the sections when the graph comes up on the screen, like now, for example. Trying to do those sections at I think what's coming out seems to be more like around 415 watts, sometimes 420. And then there are just regular enough blue bits where you can go back to your 400 pacing just for a couple of seconds and repeat. Um, so we are continuing to lift it, and the heart rate is now over 170, which it pretty much stays over the whole race. Had a really close kind of average to maximum in this race, which is suggestive of that kind of time trial effort. So as we head into the last 5.5K, I know that I'm within like 4 minutes of the top. So I'm just trying to maintain that tempo. I'm really happy to see 405. So for me, it's now about just holding on, holding on, holding on. And then again, that'll buy me a bit of a buffer as well. That the 400 stays motivating into the last few k because you can obviously drop off a couple of watts and sustain it. So for a very long time, I've wanted to achieve 400 watts for 20 minutes. Uh, I feel like I've been in close form a few times, and then haven't been able to achieve it. This is the closest that I have come to doing so. So My 400 PB at the moment's 389. I think based on this, the 400 is in there. With about 1 kilometer of slightly uphill dragging left, the average is now 406. I've got 12 seconds on Adrian. He's just starting to fade a little bit, but still a fantastic effort. Worth mentioning that in the time trial, it's global, so all the other slots count as well. So I'm not just racing these guys here, I'm racing everyone in the latest slots, and the results are actually really, really close. So I'm glad that I kept pushing. This bit was really tricky. I'm now trying to search for the downhill. I'm trying to keep my power high until I hit that. And then I start bargaining with myself. I'm working out how many minutes to go, so about 2, and I'm thinking, okay, if I'm 5 watts over for 15 minutes, I've got 75 watts over 2 minutes that I can lose to average 400 watts. So, um, at this point, I can't sustain steady 400 anymore. So I'm trying to do 10 seconds hard and then relax for 10 seconds. That manages to keep my average around the same, but I just couldn't lock into that same cadence or effort on the downhill. So I repeated that probably 4 or 5 times in the final 2 kilometers. As we head into the last 600 meters, luckily, we we're going over 60k an hour. That made this feel really quick, and I just am able to find a bit of a finishing kick to hit the line in about 100 meters time. And there we have it. So 406 average for 16 minutes 47. So that's rewritten the power curve slightly for those times, which is obviously a great thing. There's the results of our slot. So some really strong results up there. Now, overall, there's still a slot to play out, but probably not expecting that time to be beaten. I have won the time trial to this stage by 0.01 of a second. So what a battle that is. Here's the team's results after 2 stages. We are going really well. We have 4 in the top 7. Again, not sure if I'm in this tour for a long haul or just for a while, but it's nice to be sitting in second in a good spot and enjoying things in good form and with a great team around going well too. Tomorrow's stage is Chasing the Sun. I like the course. I always like the Temple KOM. We'll catch you tomorrow.